Mission Impossible 3, or MI3, 04, 05, 06. Directed by J.J.
Already
Abrams.
bored with that.
No, you're not. Who was apparently the director of Lost on television, which of course I never saw, and something called Alias.
Series 2 has just started.
Is it any
so
good?
You can it's very good, actually.
Is it? Fine. Okay, well, he took over from Joe Carnahan, who I think directed Narc and was originally down to do MI3, and there was all these production problems with it. And there's all the stuff in the tabloid about Tom Cruise was taking over everything, and everything was very, very hard to get done, different directors, blah, 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 blah. So, fine. Now we end up with the finished film, which, according to its publicity, aims for more depth than the previous two, which, frankly, is not hard. I mean, it's not hard to be deeper than Mission Impossible or Mission Impossible 2. It has the On Her Majesty's Secret Service depth riff, which is, let's give the secret agent a wife, a girlfriend and wife, who the baddie can then terrorise in a way which causes the central secret agent something approaching genuine emotional anguish. Of course, it's just a device like anything else. We've all seen it done a million times before. It doesn't mean it's real depth. It's the appearance of depth. But deliciously, in MI3, the baddie is played by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Excellent.
And here he is using some of that leverage on the newlywed Tom. You see, that kind of gives you the measure of it, in that you have Tom. Okay, fine, Tom Cruise. People are very rude about him. Perfectly fine. Sometimes a good actor, sometimes not a good actor. Maybe a bit strange in, private life.
Yeah, but he's on with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and as we've already
Exactly.
proved,
There is no such thing as a bad Philip Seymour Hoffman movie, and there is nothing here to go against that rule. I've read some of the highbrow reviews today. Honestly, these people should just grow up. Mission Impossible 3 is perfectly fine, and on occasion it's quite good. For one thing, it's nastier than one would expect, particularly for a 12A certificate movie, which, according to the grid, contains moderate action violence. Well, it starts off with a flash-forward sequence, which has Tom being asked for some information whilst they are holding a gun to the head of a person, which then subsequently turns out to be his wife. And as far as you can tell from the opening sequence, at the very beginning, this person is then killed. It's very, very tough. You think, wow, this is going to be a grim ride. Obviously, don't trust everything you see, but this is going to be a tough, nasty movie, particularly for a 12A. It has all the explosions and gadgets that you want from a Mission Impossible movie, including the fabulous latex masks, which enable Tom Cruise to put a mask on, which turns him into Philip Seymour Hoffman. In that Scooby-Doo, I would have got away for it too if it hadn't been for you pesky MI5 agents who just happened to put a mask and a little thing on your larynx, and suddenly you're Philip Seymour Hoffman. And no one goes, the difference is they're completely different shapes, completely different sizes, completely different mannerisms. But hey, if you're wearing a rubber mask, you look like the old crotchety guy who runs the ghost train, who's actually doing fine, don't mind Mission Impossible. They have Tom hanging on the end of bits of wire. They have Tom leaping from building to building. Oh, how he leaps. Of course, he's small, which makes it better. He's more easier.
Actually, the buildings aren't that big. It's just that he's small, so it's quite a challenge.
That's right, yes. It's just an ordinary set. He's not actually that small. So anyway, but all that stuff is fine. The action sequences are done perfectly nicely. There is some, I think, quite unpleasant stuff about people having explosives implanted into their head, which, again, I'm surprised. I mean, when I was 12, that wouldn't have made a 12A certificate movie. That would have made what we were just talking about before, the old X-rated movie. And hey, people today, you don't know how lucky you are. On the one hand, you get all this really senseless violence and action in a 12A movie. On the other hand, please be warned, 12A, you know how it works. It means 12 and upwards. Please don't take 3-year-old kids to go and see Mission Impossible 3. Please don't take 4-year-olds. It's not for them. It's a top end of the 12A. The worst you could say about the film, and I've read some really snotty broadsheet reviews of it. The worst you could say about it is that it does absolutely go for its demographics. So you've got the cars and the devices to get the boys' audience. You've got the strong women characters. You've got the romance, which they think, oh, fine, that'll get the female audience. You've got the bit in Shanghai because, hey, the Asian audience is really, really big. You've got Simon Pegg for the Brits because, hey, we've got to better give them something. So there is a little bit of box ticking, but it's Mission Impossible. It starts with that theme music. It's Mission Impossible. It goes bang. Tom runs around in black and dresses up as a priest. Philip Seymour Hoffman chews the scenery for all he's worth. And then it ends. And it's perfectly fine. It's good popcorn entertainment.